Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So this video is gonna be about rank 4 champions, or more specifically how they immediately kind of feel outdated, and this is gonna be my personal perspective. It's not meant to be some sort of hate towards Kabam, more so than a diagnostic of the current situation and my opinion and look on it, and I'm making it because I want to hear from you as well. How are you approaching your rank ups, and what do you personally think? Because today I realized that I basically look at my rank 4 7 stars as completely undersized. And that is something that has changed basically in last month or two. Because up until a couple months ago, a rank 4 champion was basically the standard, the golden standard that was about as high as you can take a champion, with a few exceptions of your first rank 5 or a couple of rank 5s. Obviously, there are more rank 5s coming, but this is the first time ever when effectively 2 or arguably even 3 different rank levels are coming immediately. Because we always had just the next rank, and previously it sometimes cross-intersected with 6-star rank 5s with 7-star rank 3s. Basically, we kind of understood that 6-star rank 5s are stronger than 7-star rank 2s, but weaker than 7-star rank 3s. But there was kind of like this relative balance where 6-star rank 5 was like almost as strong as 7-star rank 3. Not quite as, but you had the benefit of easier awakenings and 6-stones and stuff like that. Now, I kind of realized we are in uncharted waters. And I kind of did that because I recently hit the 70 rank 5 limit, so I got 5 3 to 4 rank up gems. And I don't really know which champion to rank up anymore because of the Ascension. I don't really want to rank for many of the champions that I otherwise would have, because they're not ascendable or I haven't ascended them, and now there are so many ranks above them. So again, I effectively just now realized I started viewing rank 4 champions the same way as I viewed rank 3 champions 2 months ago. So, and it has kind of hit very quickly for me, because these are all the champions that I have ascended. And effectively, these are almost obviously the first ones that I look for ranking up. In fact, I actually ranked up like 5 or 6 ascended champions primarily for prestige, which is going to be the second part of discussion here. How prestige 30 thing, if you are caring about your prestige at all whatsoever, is like really ruining the game experience now, because what Kabam said has not come to fruition. You are expected and you are meant to rank up basically with prestige in consideration, and kind of like as high in prestige as you want. And whilst previously that would have been 5 champions, now it seems like it's just never going to end, because it's 30 champions, but with all these ascensions and ranks. Fine, we'll leave that for a bit later on. But the bottom gist of the line here is, I am now extremely incentivized to rank up champions I really don't like, or otherwise wouldn't even consider, and I kind of have to do it if you combine it with the prestige. But even from other standpoints, for instance, Mojo, I just don't really like the character at all whatsoever, and I would not consider ranking him unless he was ascended. And many of the champions I already ranked up, even if it's not specifically for prestige, the Ascension kind of dictated that. The flip side of that is that 7-star champions that are not available to be ascended, I'm really hesitant to rank for any of them. And like, I would like a rank for Nefaria, but God knows if and when I will ascend him. And he was kind of on the slower side already, and I'm not really feeling that rank up anymore. And it kind of hits some champions more than others. For instance, I really, really like Hood as a champion, and I recently pulled him and I recently duped him. Hood is the type of champion that kind of needs to be as high as possible in order to be effective. In today's day and age, that would be at least a rank 5, ideally rank 5 ascended. He's not going to rank 5, therefore I don't really see much of a point in taking him to rank 4 at this point in time. Or champions like Penny Parker, for instance. If she was ascended, sure, I would rank her. Right now, I don't really feel like it. So it just feels in a very weird place we are, where rank 4s 2 months ago were just about as high as you can take a champion, and now we have rank 5s ascended 1, rank 5s ascended 2. And yeah, so that gives us 3 ranks above a rank 4. And it's a bad feeling because most of the champions that we can ascend or have ascended are kind of mid or shit. So you are actively de-incentivized ranking good champions now. And again, another thing, especially because rank up gems now are so popular, previously, at the very least, if when you got a 6-star rank up gem, you ranked up a 6-star without thinking about the 7 stars. But now it's all the same champion, so it's all the same resources. Again, previously, at least the rank up gems were kind of divided, and then you decided how to use a catalyst, whether you want to focus on, let's say, worse 7 stars, but they would be slightly stronger, or better 6 stars that you want, and you had that kind of clear-cut choice. Now you don't anymore, because every single one of those champions is taking the same resources, because it's all 7-star stuff now. I guess I'm just kind of coming to the sorry about that, grips of current best ranking practices, best use practices, because again, rank 4 base champions are quickly starting to feel kind of like a lesser tier of a champion because of Ascension and because rank 5 being released simultaneously. Sorry about that. Another thing here that heavily impacts my hype is the Diamond Crystal, the new champions. The fact that I will not be able to send any of the new champions will also quite likely make it less likely that I end up ranking many of the new champions, unless they're like very, very, very good top tier champions. I have very little incentive to rank these up, because again, I will not be able to ascend them until God knows when. So in theory, again, I would still be better off ranking up champions like Penny Parker that I know are in the Ascension pool and I could pull eventually, opposed to random champions like, I don't know, M'Baku, for instance. Because God knows when Kabam is going to give us a grace to potentially ascend that champion. And the more I kind of ponder about this, the more complex it feels, and slightly worse. You are, because of the new system, because of the Ascension, because of the rank 5s and all the game kind of immediately changing, you feel, at least I feel, a lot less certain about which champions I want to rank up, and that is not a good feeling. And that kind of makes you hesitant, and that to me kind of tells that this was not necessarily planned out properly from players' perspective. Because obviously from Kabam's perspective, it's great. You heavily incentivize the purchase of your empowered crystals or the featured valiants or whatever we have on the new champions, so people can ascend there, and that probably has boosted the sales of those crystals quite significantly. Kabam is heavily incentivizing ranking up exactly the champions that they are choosing to have put in Ascension pool or make available to be ascended through some special events, and they kind of have like the full control plus like a heavy spending incentive. But from a player's perspective, again, it kind of feels not only just overwhelming and cash grabby, it also feels extremely uncertain which champions will I be able to rank up, how far and when, and if at all, due to so little being known about Ascension, how new champions are going to be ascendable in future, what kind of crystals are going to look like, and so on and so forth. So I'm kind of really bothered by it. I really, really am. And again, just like I mentioned before, when you kind of top it in with the top prestige requirement, and I am in a relatively high prestige alliance where we do care about that thing, it kind of feels even worse because not only am I meant to chase high prestige champions now, I'm also meant to rank up shit mid-prestige champions that are ascendable. For instance, if not for prestige, I wouldn't have never ranked up Abomination. But it kind of somehow at the same time feels worse than ranking up Dani Moonstar, because Dani Moonstar you kind of get. She's in top 30 prestige base, and since you do get her ascended, fair enough, that's going to be a very high prestige investment. But then champions that are kind of like mid-prestige, but thanks to Ascension only, they get into that top 30, it kind of feels like you're going to be forced to fight this prestige windmill indefinitely. And it's like, I'm struggling slightly to put it into the words, but a while back I made a video where I discussed how all the things that Kabam has changed are better for them, but worse for the player. And I went through quite a few things in the champion design, in the node design, in this Elder difficulty change, and this Prestige 30 changes exactly that. Because I do think top 30 Prestige is obviously better for Kabam because it kind of like brings in more roster into the Prestige race, so it kind of opens more necessity for whaling and sigging and ranking and chasing, because now you're chasing for top 30 spots rather than top 5. And Kabam's argument was, well, you're just going to look at the total prestige and you're going to look less at each individual champion prestige, and you're not going to feel like you need to have every single one of the top 5 champions in there. But now you're in a position where, with the speed that Kabam is releasing top 30 prestige champions and Ascension and everything else, it feels like it's a never-ending windmill where you're constantly chasing, potential improvements. And as we can see here, it's kind of wild that, for instance, Caroline Dean is my lowest prestige champion, I think, that makes it, even though she's relatively high in the prestige list. And then at the same time, there are like Abominations and Spirals and Hit Monkeys that are higher than the highest prestige champions we have, like Yelena and Onslaught and whatnot. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think the game's a mess right now. Not just in, how bad the battlegrounds feels, not just in how bad the Ascension mechanic was designed to begin with, but also in a sense how Ascension, rank 5s, prestige 30, everything else is coming together and changing, the fundamentals of the game. And I, for one, kind of like find second guessing every decision in this game much more so than I have ever done before. And here again, I'm strictly talking about like rank caps and which champions I'm going to sig up and stuff like that. Because it's much harder to get your bearings around. And if you're going to remember, for quite a while, we talked how MCOC is too overcomplicated and Kabam needs to work hard to kind of simplify it. And that was, the whole point of creating daily super event instead of like 8 different events, or creating this weekly alliance super event and reducing the currencies. Then this has completely kind of thrown it into chaotic direction, where the game feels so much more complicated than it ever has, just because of these dynamics of a new rank being unlocked and Ascension being available basically immediately, and which, and Titan crystals not getting Ascensions and only the pay world crystals getting Ascensions, there not being a plan for all newer champions to be ascended without paying you through your teeth. It feels extremely poorly thought out, and it doesn't feel like it's connecting together into some sort of cohesive picture. It generally feels like Obama is just throwing some monetization shit at the wall and see what sticks, and we'll figure out the details later. So yeah, if you're still watching, by the way, huge thank you. And the big question to you is, how do you feel now when you're ranking up champions? Do you feel more kind of like sure about your actions, or you are second guessing yourself more than you used to be? Because I know I certainly am. And I would love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the